The name Great Mystery Philadelphia is a play on that prophetic phrase, Great Mystery Babylon, or Mystery Babylon the Great, that we find in Revelations, I think it's chapter 17, you know? Because one of the mysteries of Philadelphia, City Hall, is the largest Babylonian temple constructed in the world. 88 million blocks. And I mean, architecturally, it's designed to be a Babylon mystery temple. You know, that's one of the mysteries we fully penetrate. You know? So it's Great Mystery Philadelphia, Great Mystery Babylon. You know? So, basic premise of Great Mystery Philadelphia is that this city is an urban act of magic. It's an urban act of magic. The root of magic is mag, which ultimately deals with the magnetic energy of the omniverse. Information and life force energy travels on the magnetic fields of the omniverse. So someone who can use that omniversal force to manifest their will, they're a magi. The magi magnifies the magnificence of his or her imagination. Magi, they mold the past to create the future that they want in the present. As a matter of fact, when you talk about, like, all right, we magi, we're magnifying and magnetizing the magnificence of our imagination, right? If I'm going to do that thing to the fullest, like the ultimate, I'm really want to put my thing down. What am I going to be doing? I'm going to be determining the outcome of historical and prophetic timelines. That's what's going to have the most impact on this reality we're in as a magi. My will is going to change course of history, determine how prophecy manifests. This is how these people are thinking. And Philadelphia, that's what Philadelphia is. The city of Philadelphia, as an urban act of magic, is an attempt by these magi to manipulate the magnetic forces of the omniverse to manifest their will in changing the course of historic and prophetic timelines. The ones, like if we say, well, who's doing this, right? Historically, they would be known as the Order of the Rosy Cross, or Rosicrucians, okay? And the discipline, or the discipline of magic, or the science that they're using, is Hermetic law, okay? Law of mentalism, law of correspondence, law of vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. All of these are built in because that's what's really tied in with the public art in Philadelphia. right? The law of mentalism, I'm a magi, I want to work my thing. The law of mentalism says everything is mind, everything is mental. The omniverse is a construct of consciousness, right? So there's like sublaws that are a part of that. And one of them is the law of free will, which means like someone in this mental field that is the omniverse, right? That has a consciousness and an awareness. If you want your will to manifest, you can't deny their will. So what do? They get implied consent. And that's how they use the public art in Philadelphia. Because they tell us everything they intend to do. Everything they are doing. They memorialize it in the public art. Then it is up to us, number one, to choose to pay attention. Most people choose not to pay it, they walk by it every day. That's why it's called hidden in plain sight. They choose not to pay attention. And if they do choose to pay attention, they then have to choose to verse themselves in the language of the muses. Art, architecture, archetype symbols, so that they can decipher and interpret what they're seeing. So they use this to circumvent the law of mentality, the law of free will. This is why we study public art in Philadelphia. And the importance that comes with it, because it is a part of this magic. So what is their intention? What is encoded in the public art of Philadelphia? One would be to resurrect the Roman Empire in such a way that the prophecy of grace through judgment is inverted and falls upon the Roman Empire. This is the mystery of the name Philadelphia. Philadelphia was not named Philadelphia because that word means city of brotherly love. Philadelphia was named Philadelphia because the place it holds in biblical prophecy, Revelations chapter 3, message to the 7 churches. There's only one church, one congregation that receives a beneficent blessing, a beneficent message, and that's the Church of Philadelphia. So they, in naming and resurrecting Rome under the banner of Philadelphia, this is what they were attempting to do. Invert that prophecy of the grace through judgment so that it will fall on Rome. So not everyone who says they're Rosy Cross is working this science to this level, right? And even with that, like, what is the Order of Rosy Cross? What does it mean? It is hard to define. That has been a mystery, right? The best definition I could give from what I've interpreted of the Rosy Cross are ones who use art, which is the rose, and religion, which is the cross, to manifest the magnum opus, or the great work, what they call the great works. So now, what is the great work? we really got to study prophecy. Most people, the realm of prophecy seems so mystifying to them, they don't even know where to begin and don't even try to penetrate it. Well, that is one thing we attempt to do. We do our best to cipher through the prophetic timeline and identify key points where prophecy was distorted, prophecy was perverted. Then you have Jane Lee, the Philadelphian prophetess. I think this is one of the most significant pieces of information that we ciphered in Great Mystery Philadelphia, which is a decoding of the prophecies that were specifically created to birth this city. But even at one point, she goes like, whoa, the spirit of truth is making me stop. And I gotta confess that we don't really know what the future might hold. And that a lot of what I've been saying has been, I've been manipulated, having a loose bed. The dispensation of the New Jerusalem might have already come if it wasn't for us doing the fuckery we're doing. She confesses. So very important. We gotta penetrate this. We gotta know this. One of the other most significant things we do in Great Mystery Philadelphia is we do decode the public art in the city. Here's one at Logan Circle, because there's 3 Lenape at Swan Memorial. A Lenape man, a Lenape woman, and a Lenape daughter. The Lenape man is supposed to symbolize the Delaware River. The Lenape woman is supposed to symbolize the Schuylkill River, and the Lenape child is supposed to symbolize the Wissahickon. When you study it, all the forces of nature have turned against these Lenape. Turtles and frogs are spitting at them. Fish and reptiles are jumping on their heads. And they're in defenseless, subdued positions, unable to respond. So here's the Lenape man, bow around his body, giant carp jumping on his head. He's reaching for the bow, but there's no way he could get it before the carp slams on him. In front of him are turtles and frogs spitting at him. Here we have Chief Tammany at Eakins Oval, doing what? Wearing a William Penn medallion. Here's the Lenape woman of Swan Memorial. And a big theme you find is corruption of the woman. So how is my sister's hand in the devil's horn? Her hand is in the devil's horn. That's not the only place you find the devil's horns on the Ben Franklin Parkway. And to show you that it's tied in with the corruption of the woman, you got to see the other one who's doing it. This is Jonathan Dickinson. This is on Eakins Oval, on a very important panel. The panel where you have Ben Franklin looking back to Prometheus, strangling the vulture, getting the secret of electricity after opening the gates of hell.